there are a whole lot of community
people
that don't want bathrooms.
Yeah.
They're not used, and they're a magnet for crime. This is some of the arguments.
Right, I know.
And there's some legitimacy to those arguments. Yes.
I kind of feel like I should pay her, because it leads right into what I was going to ask you. I remember at some point you had mentioned months ago that you were working on, I believe, an MOU with Larkin Street.
We have one.
I never did hear about the content, but it made me wonder, have you found ways to collaborate with some of the services that are out here, working with some of the same customers that you have in a different sense?
Well, other than a couple MOUs, in which basically the MOUs say that we support what they're doing and we're available to them whenever they need police services, but we haven't been called upon to do anything other than MOUs.
And the other way around, are you also calling on them? Are your officers calling on them? Can they be called on? Can they be helpful? Is there a way for them to work together
I think there's always a way for us to work together.
Is there a way for HANC to have a meeting where police officers and mental health facilities or organizations have a dialogue like we were kind of having? Is there any way of that happening in this kind of a forum?
I think that's what we're doing next month, actually.
I don't quite see the scenario. I mean, unfortunately, our dealings are 51-50 somebody if they're a danger to themselves or others.
Yeah.
And that's about the extent of our dealing with that. And they may respond to a scene where somebody is acting bizarrely, but they'll calm down and it appears they're not a danger to themselves or others. So.
But if it's not that extreme, if you've got folks who are out here and who are homeless, there are services in the neighborhood, at least for the youth, for the younger folks in that situation. Do you think it's possible to create a collaboration where maybe under certain circumstances, the officers could be trained to contact some of the outreach workers to come and try and work with somebody who's in trouble at that point?
The department now is training officers. They're getting special training to deal with mentally challenged people. It was prompted with a couple of shootings that we had, violent, mentally challenged people with knives.
But I'm not even thinking that extreme.
No, but I'm answering you.
Yeah.
That training is going on at this time. And in fact, I don't know if you followed the meetings that Chief Sir was having regarding the tasers, but part of his plan was only the officers that had this special intensive training with dealing with the mental health issues. They were the only ones that were going to get the tasers. So the department is working hard to train officers beyond 51-50 in people. That is in progress. Yes, ma'am.
I know Progress Foundation has an emergency psych service south of Market that's been very successful, where people and the cops there can use them as an intermediary rather than taking them to 850 Bryant. Are you familiar with that program at all? It's very.
The police only take people to Bryant Street
It's called
if they're arrested.
No, I know, because I used to work in jail psych
they take them to
services.
psych emergency at General Hospital.
Right.
Or the emergency service at that Progress Foundation runs on Door Street in South Market.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a great program.
Yeah. It's like emergency mental health intervention. It's defers people from having to use the psych emergency services, but it, it's like a, what do they call it? Not a deferral, but it's something like that. But it's a way of, making it so that not every mental health issue has to be either wait till it's a super emergency or go to psych emergency. It's like an
They evaluate. It's an evaluation.
It's called DORE, DORE.
Yes, sir.
So recently there was an attempt to try and extend bar sales from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. And it was defeated in committee at the state level, but it'll come back on January or sometime later. What is your position on that?
I would oppose it. But let me say this. In the mission here, any business people that are trying to like extend the hours of their license or something like that, usually I support them because I think a business that is running well, it's good for the community. But I'll go back all the way to my bachelor days, and I had heard that Chicago, they can drink till 4. New Orleans,
24/7.
24 hours a day. And back in those days, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but back in those days, I liked it 2 o'clock closing time because the lady had to make a decision at 2. I didn't want to wait till 4 o'clock and the decision was no. So I'll tell you I like 2 o'clock. I've always liked 2 o'clock.
What about the, how it would affect how your officers work at that period of time? I mean, at 2 o'clock, everybody's out on the street to get them all cleared out, and then, things quiet down for another few hours until the sun comes up. Now that if you extend it to 4 a.m., it's continual. They never, nobody gets any rest, and they get drunker.
Which is always more trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any police officer that favors
Okay.
extending drinking hours.
Except the chief of police in Seattle.
Well, I think he's not there anymore.
I think you're right.
I know the chief recently got fired in Seattle. I don't know who would want that job. They have a third of the officers they need.
Yeah.
They got this federal overseer that the chief can't make a transfer, he can't promote anybody, can't discipline anybody. And Mayor Kwan is no ally. I don't know who would want that job. Anyone have one last burning question? Don't ask me how the Giants are doing. I won't know that for another 2 minutes.
That's all right.
Oh, one last thing I want to mention, and it was somebody mentioned scary people. Back to Stanyan and hate. Often people don't get it that as long as people aren't engaged in criminal conduct, they can hang out. I go to a lot of community meetings, and no matter what district you're in, there's always somewhere where guys hang out. And if they're not drinking, they're not drunk, they're just hanging out. It's not against the law, and I emphasize that. But to address the situation there at the entrance to the park, we have 0 tolerance, but there's still a lot of unsavory looking types hanging there. And so what I did to deal with that situation is during daylight hours, we have a police officer there all day long. And people can go to the park, and even though these unsavory looking types are there, they're no longer intimidated because there's a uniformed police officer there. So that's how we address that issue. They're not doing anything wrong, but they're scary, quote, people. So we have an officer there 7 days a week during daylight hours. Now, somebody had one last burning question? Yes, ma'am.
When will the updated list for resources be available?
That I can't tell you, but I'll
Who's putting
work
that
on it.
together?
Because I work at the pier and in contact with the public all the time, and we do get a lot of we get a lot of people that need help. So this would be really helpful.
Would it be helpful to have someone who works in
Well, I think, Project Safe is working on it.
Oh,
You're familiar with Safe?
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're working on it.
Okay.
But I will check on the progress and,
I can check in with them too, to see if they can call.
What's the legal size of a blade that the kids can carry around?
1291B of the municipal police code makes it illegal to loiter with a knife of a blade of 3 inches or longer.
What about sheath or holsters? 3 inches longer is illegal? Because I'm seeing more and more and more, and they're getting longer and longer and longer.
Well, it depends on the knife.
Yes, sir?
A dirk or dagger, if it's concealed, is a felony. So it depends on the knife, the situation, if they're loitering, if they're not loitering, if it's concealed, if it's not concealed. All right, thank everybody for your attention. I was going into the lion's den, but you've all been very great.
Not too bad.